passion. Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. 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 Pick apart the passion. Passion. Pick apart the passion.
Welcome to Pick Apart the Passion podcast. It's me, RamBunxious, aka Amram. Actually, Amram, aka RamBunxious. But my guy Zach, he's in your left corner right now. I got my guy Brad over here.
What up?
Evaridae, Brad LeBaron. My guy Denku is joining us today. And if I need to tell you who he is, he's a guy from Milwaukee. Features out of this fucking world. Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, Conway, Benny the Butcher. Do I need to go on? JD Kiss. Did I say JD Kiss? Jada Kiss. You know what I'm saying? It goes on.
And JD Kiss.
Your boy, RamBunxious. Your boy, RamBunxious.
Snoop Dogg? You ain't even going to say?
Snoop Dogg, which I actually sang the hook for that track.
I
wasn't going to bring that up, but Jason brought that up. I'm saying, so, mad features.
Yeah.
Mad fucking tours. I'm talking about Midwest, East Coast, South, you know what I'm saying? Been to Florida, everywhere. Where you want to go? He been there. Who you want to feature with? He done that. You know what I'm saying? This is my motherfucking guy. It's a very special episode to have the first episode as. It's my motherfucker Jason Miller, and otherwise known as TAIYAMO DENKU. What's good, man?
What the fuck is going on?
What's good? What's good?
What's good?
Yo, I know you over there eating your fucking hibachi or whatever the fuck they call it.
Hold on, don't fuck it up. I'm eating steak, lobster, and shrimp hibachi. Okay, you gotta get it correct here. Steak.
You must have got that. You must have got that COVID check.
Hey, I do what I can, son. You know what I'm saying? I do what I can.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna get into this is Pick Apart the Passion podcast. And so we're gonna get into Denku's new album called Kollab Kong. Producer is BoFaat. Shout out to BoFaat. Peace, my man.
Germany, right there.
He's a guy from Germany. You know what I'm saying? And he co-producer. Done a lot of production for a lot of people. He is producing basically everything that Cypher Den does, which is an imprint that Denku heads up. I am also a part of. I will let that be known in the beginning. That's why this is a special podcast for me personally, because my guys, you know what I'm saying? This is what's up. It's the new shit that's come out. I just got my vinyl today. So if you want to go get your vinyl, you can go on Facebook to TAIYAMO DENKU, and we'll tell you how to spell that later. We're going to get into it. We're going to start playing tracks, and each track we're going to play, and then we're going to break down the track and just kind of talk about the inspiration for the track, maybe what came behind certain lines, how the feature came about. We're going to just break down the passion of doing this hip-hop shit that we do. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm carrying this monologue right now well, and I'm not going to act like it's like, formal. Fuck all that shit. I'm drinking. That's a crown in my cup. I hope y'all good. You know what I'm saying? I might smoke on this motherfucker. That's how we do. I just want y'all to know that this is how we're going to introduce this podcast. We do what we want to do on this podcast. If the guests want to drink, smoke, they do. If they don't, cool. The host, we're going to be doing what the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? And so we got Denku here today, man. How you represent Milwaukee, man? How's Milwaukee right now today, man? Let's talk. Let's go. We're going to talk a little bit for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get into the records.
Milwaukee
talk to us.
Windy.
What you got going on? What's going on?
Windy, rainy, and the hip-hop scene is dead as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's probably dead everywhere right now, right?
Check this out.
Well, the hip hop scene is what it is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like I'm not even an egotistical type dude. I'm actually I'm very humble when I'm very blessed to do all the things that I've been able to do.
100%.
But the thing that upsets me, and it will continue to upset me, because obviously this happens to people in their own spots all the time for like forever, right? But the amount of shit
every city across America, the hip hop scene is the same pretty much. But yes,
but the amount of shit that I've been able to do and get no love from my own city really is fucked
Right.
up. All the
Okay.
way fucked
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
up. Like they're hosting benefit concerts on the live genre now, like you know the social media live shit. They're doing all these benefit concerts,
Mm-hmm.
bringing all the popular artists together to help
Yep.
get benefit shit. I'm like, son, I've been here forever. I got joints with some of your favorite motherfuckers. Ain't none of y'all reached out to me to help do none of the benefit shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with that being said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's fucking great, son. I love my city.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on the
Hell
flip
yeah.
side, then, since we're on that, who are some guys in Milwaukee that you do fuck with? Because I know there are guys in Milwaukee you fuck with. I fuck with the same cast through you
Yes, yes.
usually. But let's flip it on a positive note. Because you're right. In Madison, in Milwaukee, in Phoenix, you know, I grew up there. So, you know, in Phoenix, pick a city across America, everybody's going to tell you that exact same thing you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's clicky. You know what I'm saying? People are going to ride with what they ride with in certain cities and shit. But
Yeah.
let's keep it on a positive note. Let's build. You know what I mean? Let's pick apart the passion. You know what I'm saying? So who do you fuck with? Who do you fuck with in Milwaukee? You feel me?
Well,
Because there's some dope artists in Milwaukee that you fuck with. I know that.
well, my homie Son of All, but you know,
Son of Mall's dope.
but-
Salute.
but free Son of All. He's actually been locked down for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, salute to him anyway, and for that too.
Yeah. Me and Son of All actually have an unreleased project with BoFaat that's pretty much already done. It's just in the vault.
Okay.
I'm basically waiting for him to get out so we can release it properly. I don't want to release it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nice.
So definitely shout out to Son of All. Shout out to the hip hop hitchhiker John Doe.
Yeah.
Even though he's going through his things right now.
My man John Doe. Love.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to take a minute. If y'all can shout out my guy John Doe, I just gotta shout him out right now. We gotta stop this for a minute. He going through some shit health-wise. That's my motherfucking guy. One love. You gonna get through it. We gonna get through it. We gonna be cool. I just want to say that. So keep it moving now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
But I think that deserved that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people, man. I mean, shout out to Gorilla Ghost. Gorilla Ghost out here, Mad Static.
Yeah, Gorilla Ghost. I fuck with them heavy. Yeah.
I recently met my dude Mastosi. I think he's a real talented young kid. He's definitely doing his thing. Yeah, I mean, you know what? There's a lot of real talented people throughout Wisconsin in general. It's just
real.
It's just too many it's too many of the little clicky things. And then what happens is the popular clique that should be working with the super talented people don't fuck with them because they're already thinking they're on this high plane because all their friends, because it's like circle jerk friend shit. It's like
okay.
They're like all their friends are telling them they're dope even if they're not dope. And they could technically learn a lot from veteran MCs or veteran artists that have been doing it a long time, but they choose instead to be I'm social media viral, fuck everything else.
Sure.
I'm already on this plane, you know what I'm saying? They don't even care about being talented. It's not even about talent anymore. It's about who can go viral first and the fastest.
Okay, let me touch on that. I want to ask you a question then. Can you blame them? And here's why I ask that. Because they didn't grow up in our culture like me and you. Like Zach's younger than me by I think what, 10 years, almost 10 years? You know what I mean? Or something like that? Or something like 5 or 6 years. Whatever, either way, all of us actually in this podcast, to be honest, and in terms of like not even age, just what you felt was important. There's cats that are young now that didn't understand what was important, so they don't understand what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You get me? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't they don't understand that that's important.
But the thing is, even when you try to branch and reach the young motherfuckers, they don't care They are not even
Right.
trying to hear what the fuck you have to
Some
say.
are.
Yeah.
I don't like I just personally, you know this. We have personal conversations, and everybody in this podcast now knows. Me and you know each other personally. We have personal conversations. You know I believe this. There are some young cats that actually do.
Yeah.
That do
Oh, I know.
care, go research.
Like
It's rare.
Here we go.
But there are cats that don't give a fuck, and they ride
Yeah.
that motherfucking wave, and they surfboard on that bitch like Beyonce.
Yeah, speaking of young cats, shout out to Red the Bully. I'm mad respect
Yes.
the young
We
kid.
trying to get you on Red. We trying to get you on the next one, actually. So
Red's dope.
Yep.
he's already confirmed, so hopefully we're going to get that. Hopefully
Yeah,
this is
number
pressure
2.
to get Red out there. But that's true shit. He's right. Red is dope. But yeah. But you see what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying in terms of, you know, some cats just don't give a fuck to research and be about what has built the culture that they're doing and that they're participating in, really. That they're participating in, really.
And the other problem is the opportunists, the people that are only in situations to better themselves. They don't even care about, here's a situation. I'm not going to name the name. You already know who it is, but fuck it. We're not going to name it.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking the show. I'm opening up for Kool Keith, right?
Yep.
I got my merch table set up. I'm getting ready to. I'm going to grab a drink for me and my lady. My lady's, you know, kind of.
Amy, shout out to Amy, by the way.
Shout out to Amy.
What up, Amy?
So she's standing off to the side. All of a sudden, we get back to my merch table.
Yeah.
And this motherfucking dude that constantly pushes his music, but yet he constantly pushes his music to me, but then behind my back, he'll be like, don't ever tag me in no music, dog. I don't want to be tagged. But here's straight tag me and shit, right? This motherfucker's sitting behind my merch table.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm like, this ain't public seating, motherfucker.
So explain to the average listener who might not know what that means in terms of touring, doing shows. If someone's sitting behind your merch table, they're and correct me if I'm wrong, they're kind of using your brand, to push themselves by sitting behind the merch table. Is that not wrong? Does that seem correct?
No, it's totally right.
And Zach, you can chime on this too. You know that. You know the music scene. I mean,
the same.
That's weird. That's weird, right?
And that same night,
Catch.
he's off to the side. He's shouting them out. Blah blah blah. The Kool Keith show got shut down early because of cops, because the stupid motherfucker at the door was letting in all their little friends, so the shit got overcapacitated. And then basically what had happened was cops were called by another venue owner that decided, oh, I want to shut this show down because fuck them, it's not at my venue. So they make the call, cops come over, they do the capacity count. The show is done at this point. They're saying, oh, we're going to count people back in, let them come back in. No, that never happened. The show was shut down. We were standing outside for a mad long amount of time. Kool Keith performed literally 3 songs.
Yeah. We had this conversation about that. I remember this.
And by 3 songs of Kool Keith, I basically mean 3 verses, because he switched from verse to verse to verse from 3 different songs. And then literally after that happened, I go home pissed off. Even though I got to rock my set, it was dope. Dope crowd. Mad, much love to the people that were filling me and cop merch that night. It was actually a very, very dope show. But then it got shut down, and literally I get home, I open up my social media just to see what people are talking about on the situation, and I see this motherfucker that was sitting behind my merch table. He's doing a fucking video outside with Kool Keith like he knows him. He's basically talking to Kool Keith like he's friends with this dude. I'm like, dog, you have never in your life met Kool Keith before, and you have said this to me. I do not give a fuck. You are an opportunist. You don't fucking belong in this fucking scene. You're a piece of shit, and I will never support music.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to know who.
I apologize. I'm coughing and laughing.
Some real good beef.
Yo, okay. All right, so here's the thing.
And you know who that is. You know exactly
I do. I absolutely do. Yes. I'm not gonna mention names.
Because he
You
probably
should not have
brought
named.
his phone out right next to you and was like, "Here, follow my Instagram."
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
An
You just
influencer.
kind of got
He's an
specific. So, but yeah, take it. Okay,
Yeah.
that was great. That was great storytelling, by the way. And exactly what I wanted for this podcast. I'm sorry, I'm soaking because I was just hitting some weed. I apologize.
It's all right.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna do this podcast. You good with that, Zach? You good over there?
Like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
So check it. All right. Can we get into your album? It's called Kollab Kong.
Yeah,
why,
let's talk about it.
why did you call it Kollab Kong?
Actually, the album. So this is what happened.
Yeah.
So basically, I had gotten a Kollab Kong graphics from. I did a show with AWOL 1 in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Shout out to AWOL 1, and basically,
Yeah. What up, dog?
Shortly after that, I was like, man, you know who would make a dope Kollab Kong graphic is AWOL 1. And I basically I told him the idea I had for the graphic, and he made it like exactly how I wanted it. Shit was dope as fuck. And then literally, I think months later, this is after I went on tour with the Kollab Kong hoodies.
Yeah. Which we're gonna get into your touring schedule later. I mean, that's a subject right there. But go ahead.
But literally months later after, BoFaat sends me this folder. He was like, I have a surprise for you. I was like, oh, word. So he sends me
that
this
sounds like
folder.
BoFaat. Have a surprise for you.
And I open up the folder, and it's actually, I mean, it's got the Conway in there. It's got the Benny the Butcher.
Wait. It has the Conway and the Benny that we are about to hear later in this podcast.
Yes. It has those songs.
That's that content I'm talking about right there. Can we get everybody clap? Can we get a hand? That's what I'm talking about. He's setting the story up, baby. You know what I mean?
So it's got the Conway. It's got the Benny the Butcher, and then I keep going through the list. It's got the Busta Rhymes. It's got the G Rap joint, and then I keep going down. I see some other joints, and it's like it's got the song Original with Sadat X. It's got a different version of Grey Hulk 38 Special.
Yeah.
And it's got some other songs on there. I'm like, yo, what is this? He was like, just listen to Original.
Did the sound just get messed up?
You sound a little different, Denku.
Yeah, your sound your mic just got messed up a little bit.
You can't hear me right now?
It got distorted. It's in the background.
Yeah, you sound low.
Do it. Talk right now.
It's still fucked up right now?
A little bit. It's faded. Yeah, it's a little in the background. Yeah.
It's tinny.
That's weird. I don't know.
It might just be a technology thing. Because that happened to my friend earlier too.
I don't know why it would do that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe let's see.
I mean, I could
we can still hear you though. Y'all think we should just keep going?
Yeah. I think we
can still hear you. It's not as
It'll probably come back at some point.
It might come back, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So keep going. Keep going.
All right. So anyway, basically, what's happening is, he's telling me, yo, listen to the Sadat X, listen to the 38 Special, listen to Planet Asia, the Nature and Sky Zoo joint.
Which is my favorite track on that shit, by the way.
So I go through and I start listening, and like the beats are different on those joints from the original mixes that we did, because we had already did original mixes of a bunch of those songs, and the beats are different. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. What do you thinking you want to do with this? He was like, I'm thinking I'm gonna pitch this project to HHV Records, which is a humongous European record label. Okay. And I was like, word. So what's gonna happen? He was like, they're a huge vinyl label. I was like, word. So this shit might get pressed on vinyl. He was like, I'm gonna pitch it, and fingers crossed. But what do you think we should call it? And I'm like, well, dog, these are all collabs.
Right.
I got the Kollab Kong graphic.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Right.
Let's call it Kollab Kong. I think that would be fresh. And then we can use the graphic for an actual album too.
So you had the Kollab Kong idea before this album. So the Kollab Kong idea came off the fact that you had been doing collabs.
Yeah.
You had this graphic, and then you said, "Fuck it, let's place it on this album because
Yeah,
I'm doing fire shit collabs." Which to me, I just heard the album before this was The Lighter Shade of Dark, right?
the darker side of light.
Oh, I'm sorry. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm
Sorry, you did it like a complete reversal, but we're good.
Say it again so people get it correctly.
The darker side of light.
The darker side of light. I apologize.
Yeah,
that was horrible for me to do that. But anyway, the point is though, I listened to that and I know you well. I know your shit, but I listened to that and was like, man, this is some of Denku's best work. And you told me personally through text, that was one of your favorite projects that you've ever done.
That's
or if not, your favorite, number one favorite. Is that what you said? Or
it's my number one favorite of all time. That I've
Okay. So now this new one, the Kollab Kong shit. To me, it equals it. To me, what I just listened to today 3 times, 4 times, whatever. I think it was 3 times, and I listened to a couple songs, and the one I'm on, which we'll get into that too. But I listened to it, and I feel like both of them are just about really equal. They're really equal, and it's for different reasons. But we can get into that later too. And so, what do you think about that? Because you had told me that, I feel like, what do you think about this album compared to that?
So I feel like Kollab Kong is a very dope record.
It's super dope, man.
It's definitely good. The reason I like The Darker Side of Light a little more, is because it's got a lot more of me on there. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I've grown to be known as, and I don't even dislike it at all. Like I love people being like, yo, that's the Kollab Kong, yo, that's the Kollab King, and branching off on that idea, because I love to collab with other artists. I like to mix styles with other artists, like blending styles and creating your own shit with different musicians is a dope ass thing. That shit's dope.
It is.
It's the way, and obviously collaborations is the best way for 2 lyricists to get down in the hip hop genre. Obviously, in other genres, you have you can get a bass player, you can get a piano player, you can get a drum player, all different areas, and bring them together, and that's like a collaboration to form a whole new band or something. You know what I'm saying? Right. Collabing with different artists, that's just like bringing different minds together. You know what I'm saying? And different styles like that. So I like what it represents. I like what Kollab Kong represents as far as the brand of who I am, or the brand of what part of me is as an artist. But
what you're displaying, the part of yourself that you're displaying.
Yes, but the darker side of light, I think people that don't know how deep my catalog goes, that record will display more of who I can be as an artist, because it has concept songs, it's got some storytelling on it, it has the punchline shit, and then it also has collaborations, but it also has collaborations that are concepts. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
So like the Kollab Kong record is it's just hard. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it is, and that's the thing. Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt, and then we need to get into it and start playing some of the album. Sorry, people listening and watching, when you see this. This is being pre-recorded. I'm not gonna bullshit the listeners and visual, watchers. But
that's one of those parts.
Here's the thing about this
right there. We're gonna edit that.
Yeah, 100%. We're editing that.
Yeah, putting a.
Don't edit this though. Don't edit this. So here's the thing though. I think it's very important though to make people understand that there's 2 different albums and all of that, and I think it's very important to make people understand. Yo, I bumped this shit, and when it come, I lost my train of thought. Definitely edit this shit now, because I just lost my train of thought. what were we just talking about?
Well, I wrote down the timestamp.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really did just lose my train of thought.
But I did write down the timestamp.
What were we just talking about?
I think we were about to get into the album, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I listen to the album, that's one thing I notice is that every beat is fucking banging as shit. That's what I was trying to get into.
Bang.
Like
Yeah,
every beat is banging as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed that we'll get into. Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Keep that in there. Is one thing I noticed is that no feature gave you a whack verse. Okay, and I know you, and you don't have to admit this on camera, right? But I'm sure you've gotten features before where you're like, because you have so many. That I'm sure you've gotten features before where you're like, that verse was cool, right? It was cool,
Yeah.
but they didn't give me that heat that I know they can give me, right?
Yeah.
But on this album right here, that every fucking rapper gave you a hot fucking verse, even Jim Jones. And no slight to Jim Jones, I personally am not a big Jim Jones fan. And if Jim Jones ever sees this, I have no problem saying that because Jim Jones is a real nigga and he'll fucking be like, yo, salute because you are being honest. I'm not a big Jim Jones fan at all, ever in my life, right? But that verse he gave you and was fire as fuck. Every verse that every rapper gave you was fire as fuck.
Yo,
What do you attribute that to? Why did they give you that verse? Tell me that.
Yo, is that the first time you heard the Jim Jones joint?
No, it was the third time. But today I listened to it differently.
That one.
But on some real shit, I did shrooms last night. So my brain is a little different today. I'm more perceptive to shit. I'm not gonna get into that, but I just want to be honest with the listeners.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's who you're dealing with. That's who you're dealing with.
I'm saying me and you, we have a personal relationship. So
yes, I had heard this Jim Jones joint twice before that.
Okay, so
but here's the thing: today it hit different. Knowing that I was interviewing you, knowing that Zach was gonna be over here, knowing that Brad was gonna be there, it hit different today. It did.
Okay.
But when I first heard the Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? The Jim Jones joint. I'm not a big Jim Jones fan. I can't fucking talk. I'm not a big Jim Jones fan.
Oh shit!
But fuck all y'all. But I'm not a big Jim Jones fan. You know what I'm saying? For that whole Dipset shit, it was cool. But whatever. But I thought that verse he gave you was a fucking real hot verse. And I noticed when you do features, people usually give you a good ass verse. But I've heard other people do features and they get, you know, that was a cool verse from Busta. That was a cool verse from Lil Kim. That was a cool verse from whoever. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? So what do you attribute that to? Is the question, I guess.
Well, a lot of the people that I've worked with, you know, I show them music before we do any work.
Okay.
So they kind of have a little idea of who I am or what I've done, like a little bit, whether they listen to the shit or not.
Right, right.
But like I showed like Conway, for example.
Right.
I showed
Which
Conway,
is a cold verse to start the shit. Which I got a question after this. Now that you mentioned that,
okay.
I got a question after
So
this. Go ahead.
I showed Conway some music.
Yeah.
And we got into some business talk.
Yeah.
And the business talk he was talking, I was like, nah, there ain't no way I got that.
Wait. So let's back up. You said business talk. He gave you a price. I would be intrusive. He gave you a price. You was like, nah. And then you said, how about this price? And then he said, okay. Or how's that work? How's that work? That's part of what I want to ask. I had questions later that I was going to ask like about that. But now that you're getting into it, let's talk about that.
So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is the price. Let's do it in a respect. No, let's do it in a way where we compare leaps. Okay.
Okay.
Like animal leaps.
Okay.
So the original price that he had given me was about the fucking leap of a fucking cheetah at full speed. All right. I don't know how far that is, but that's some far ass fucking shit.
It's like 50 miles an hour or some shit. Yeah.
It's some far ass fucking leap shit. And basically, I brought.
You sound like Will Ferrell and the other guys, by the way.
Check it out. I brought that leap. I brought that leap back here to a person who has special needs trying to skip.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So-
All right. Keep going.
So this price right here is a price that a lot of motherfuckers are not gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the reason that happened is because I had showed him some music that he was probably fucking with, and then I had sent him the song,
Yeah.
and he probably was like, "Yo, I actually need to drop something dope for this because otherwise, if this shit gets out and people are
Right.
gonna hear it, they're gonna see that this dude just fucking murdered me on this shit."
Murder that shit. Right.
So
Do
I
you
feel
think?
like-
Do you think that happens with artists a lot of times when they hear your stuff in advance that they think, oh, I gotta kill this shit, because every artist on this shit kills it. Every fucking
do-
verse. There's not a whack verse on the whole album. That's crazy.
So
Perhaps many feel.
I do feel that, and actually, Amy, my girl, actually has told me recently. She was
Yes.
like,
Shout out to Amy again. What up?
she was like, she thinks that I bring the best out of a lot of artists. Like,
Well, okay. I'll let
like
you finish it there.
like
Sorry.
people that aren't even like hardcore lyricists that mostly do like club bangers. Example, I did a full project with my homie Dave from America's Addiction.
Hey, what up? What
Hey,
up,
yo.
Dave? Derek,
Dave.
his brother, Josh.
And
Do
and
what
Dave,
you do
and Dave-
desire. DWYD, do what you desire. Shout
yes.
out.
And Dave is a good artist. He's a talented artist. He's definitely good
Very,
at what
very.
at
Yeah.
what he does. He's definitely
Yeah,
good
his
at what
lane
he
is
does.
his lane, and he fucking swerves in that motherfucker. You know what I'm
But
saying?
when
Yeah.
we did that project,
Mhm.
he was spitting on that shit. I ain't never
Mhm.
heard him rhyme that hard on
No,
no
he
song
didn't.
I've ever heard.
No, he didn't spit like that. He didn't. No.
Pick apart the passion.
All right, so I got my man TAIYAMO DENKU here. We're gonna break down his album, Kollab Kong. Producer is BoFaat from Germany. We're gonna get into that. So we're gonna play the first track, and then after that, what we're gonna do is break down each track for track. This is called Pick Apart the Passion Podcast. And what we're gonna do with that is play song for song, pick it apart, and then the listener gets to understand how the song came about. And we might talk about more songs off the album that we talk about. I don't know. We'll see. It's free form. We're gonna go free form with this. We're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, just let me know.
What up, Denku? You good? Denku, you good? You ready?
Yeah. So Be Who You Are is the first one.
Hell yeah.
Be
Just
Who
let
You
me
Are
know.
is the
Let me know
first
if you guys
joint.
ever want me to apologize.
And if you want to talk about, Denku, if you want to talk about who that's featuring, I'm gonna leave that to you to talk about who each track is featuring. We're gonna introduce each track. You can introduce each track yourself, and also introduce who it's featuring. And we're gonna talk about it after each track. So let's go. First track is.
So Be Who You Are. It features Conway the Machine and DJ Brisk Fingers.
Griselda.
DJ Brisk Fingers is on the cuts.
Nice. All right.
Okay, so let's stop right quick.
Yeah.
Before we start, DJ Brisk Fingers has the cuts on the whole album, correct?
Yes, and background from
Yeah.
background of who DJ Brisk Fingers is. He is also a platinum selling producer from Germany.
Nice.
Damn.
Like he has platinum plaques from German rap records.
Damn, you got some
Nice.
bread.
Nice. Yeah. There's some shit going on right now. This podcast ain't no bullshit. We on some real shit.
Hell yeah.
Can I get a amen?
Amen. Now here's
All right, so second. So here's the thing. We're gonna start this first track, and after that, we're gonna just keep playing tracks. We're gonna keep explaining what each track means, how it came about, how the collab came about. That's what we're gonna do. So let's go.
All right, number one, here we go.
Go ahead and play that first track.
Let me talk my shit again. You know my name, you know how I play it, nigga. Stick on the seat, I'ma spray it, nigga. Have your body in the bando, decay it, nigga. Shooters on go mode if I say it, nigga. Drive-by spraying hecklers. The game is mine now. Go relay the message. I get a word, youngest on your block making messes. I got the call, it was finished before I ate my breakfast. 200 plates coming straight from Texas. Driver named Alexis, I can't wait to stretch it. I'm Russell West, I'ma stay aggressive. I rock my jewels everywhere. I dare you to try to take my necklace. I had a lot of drama, I never lost beef. Nigga come out his mouth wrong, the nigga lost teeth. Caught a body and I swear I never lost sleep. So I don't hesitate to draw heat. Machine.
Read, study lessons and build your inner power. On in the promised land. Read, study lessons and build your inner power. Captain of my destiny. Read, study lessons and build your inner power. God in my faith through the turbulence of life. Read, study lessons and build your inner power. You can know who you are.
All those gods in the world untied to religion seem to pass on the idea they need revision. A picture's never perfect. We hold our own opinion. Muscle relaxes the painkillers. Stretch the seventh inning. I'm building my brand and building the fans, not creating wind tunnels that cool summer tans. I'm a bad man. Drop it on my tombstone and give me a little dap like dude from the group home. Not a clone in the streets. You know me when you see me. I channel myself like reality TV. Won't change my tone. I was born in this shade. I'm out to do what I love, not just getting paid. Every record gets slayed. The dragon needs taming. Depart the dirty truth or I'm telling Matt Damon. My children are my innocence. Watch where you're aiming or get the long snout bite called at a gaming.
Read, study lessons and build your inner power.
Got it.
Read, study lessons and build your inner power.
Go ahead and cut it, Brad.
Trying to
Yo, that shit is so fire, man.
fade that shit.
So, one question I wanted to ask you, and I'll go ahead and ask now. What made you start the project out with somebody else's voice, with Conway? I mean, not a lot of rappers do that. Not a lot of MCs do that. You know, start the project off with someone else, and it takes a lot of kind of stepping away from your own ego to do so. I think that's an interesting choice, and so I wanted to ask you why you did that.
Well, basically, I wanted to
just hit me with that real. Hit me with that real.
Hit you with the real. I mean, basically, where the fuck is my? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So basically, what had happened with the project is, you know, I didn't want to. I knew that my verses in between everybody else's verses, because, like we touched on, how it starts with somebody else and the project ends with somebody else as well. So
right, that was another thing I was gonna bring up too. But yeah.
So basically, what it was I knew that my verses would hold their own presence. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the Kollab Kong, I wanted to make it so that people could realize that, you know, basically, I mean, I'm the Kong of this shit. I don't need to walk into the room having the ego. People already know what I'm doing at this point. At this point in my career, people already know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't feel like I need to super showcase off the top, like from the start.
Okay.
So I feel like people that know me know that my shit is gonna be on point throughout the whole project. You know what I mean? So starting with somebody like Conway, you know, somebody that that is newly popular. I just think that that is a good that's a good jump off start. And I remember we also randomly talked about this idea of if you put a song together for like a DJ, right?
Right.
Or if you're a DJ and you put a song together, there's
when
always
you say we, who are you in both at?
No, I'm just saying in general. When somebody would put a song together, like or let's do it like this instead. If you were to give a song to a DJ to play your shit, right?
Yeah.
They're usually, if you have 3 verses on a song, you have to make sure that every verse is on point, or else the DJ is not going to play the whole song. You know what I'm saying? they'll cut your shit
Right.
because it's not dope enough for that. But on this project, I feel like started with Fresh, ended with me. You're gonna listen to that whole song. The next one started with
Right.
Fresh, had you know Busta, and then ended with myself. You're gonna listen to the whole song. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're getting a project as a fan, you're already gonna listen to my parts. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're a real hip hop fan, the people that I strategically put as features on the project, you're gonna listen to those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, me, like, I'm like a light hip hop head, and you know, I got excited when I looked at the track list here. You know, I don't know a lot of the names, but I know enough of the names to be excited. You know,
work. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And there's also, like you say, with the theory of like how you explain that, there's also the theory of you got to catch people in the first, 30 seconds or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of back in the day, now it's not so prevalent, but label owners used to say that you got to catch me in the first 20, 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So the average listener is going to be like that as well. And I think it was a fucking super smart choice. And I hadn't even told you that personally. I meant to say that a few days ago in the podcast, and but now we're here again, and so yeah, I mean that. And I was going to mention the fact that you ended also. What was that? Who was that that ended it?
Elder Sensei is the last person.
That's what that Elder Sensei, right? Yeah. So we'll get to that, and let's go to track 2. Can we go ahead and go into track 2?
Hell yeah, dude. Pull Down the Sky with Busta Rhymes. Here we go.
Busta Rhymes. Woo. Yeah, I ain't ready for this one. I know this one. I like this one.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Here we go. Track 2.
But fuck it. Hey, yo, Busta. Ready to fucking start this shit off, son, or what, man? Cypher that music shit. Come on. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. High. Pull down the sky. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Pull down the sky. You never walk this road with me, can't cross the gravel. Shoot a mover, you home maneuver, dethrone your castle. I'm a rascal, you flat broke, them raps a joke. Let my verse soak with your bad boat next to bubble soap. I give hip hop hope. You know you don't believe us? I curse you with darkness from the moment of fetus. Crumble Mount Olympus with radar hands. Jesus, I'm a demon in most speakers. Crush sound to pieces. I outshine most features. Kollab King ethic. You don't discover real talent when you swipe away the credit. Medic! Treat this game like Hacksaw Ridge. Ponies living dead rappers from under my own bridge. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high. High. Pull down the sky. Lift your hands up, throw them high. Lift your hands up, throw them high.
That beat is crazy.
Hands up,
Dude, yeah.
throw them high.
Fucking solid.
Pull down the sky.
More butter, born stunner, macking with 40 bitches up in the long Hummer, beating pussy with the stick like a born drummer. She give it to me like when I'm taking my money from her. Where the money at, nigga? Motherfucker, you whip a 4Runner while I'm in the Maybach speeding, burning more rubber. Damn, I shits on niggas. All your mother, clean up shit. You's a born plumber. The way I heated up shit, made it a warmer summer. I come to eat you niggas food. More supper. We born stunners, you's a born sucker. I don't owe you niggas shit, but more gutter.
Lift your hands up,
Yeah, you can cut it.
lift your hands up, throw 'em high.
Man, so that's fucking hype. Yes,
Yeah, dude.
so man, I know the answer to this question, but for the people, man, when you get a Busta Rhymes verse, I mean, when you first heard it, I'm gonna ask it on this one because it's Busta Rhymes. I could ask it with really any of these MCs, but I'm gonna ask it on this one. I mean, when you get that track, Are you intimidated? What do you think? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's Busta, you know what I'm saying? It's the beast crazy. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
So this is the thing. Me and you have had this conversation before.
Right, I know the answer, but you know, it's for the people.
I literally, I don't know why it is. I never get nervous. I never get intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I rock shows. Like, even Amy asked me, she's like, "You don't ever get nervous?" I'm like, "No, I'm never nervous."
Yeah.
And then like even KRS, writing a song with KRS. I've always wanted to do a song with KRS. I literally I played through his verse once to find the concept, and now I never played it again until I was done with my shit. And I know that you do that. You don't even like to hear motherfuckers shit.
No, when we were working on the BoFaat EP, I didn't even listen to nobody's verses. I just wrote mine.
Yeah,
I don't even listen to much. I don't listen to much rap when I'm working on a project. So I'm very similar in that way. I listen to jazz and shit.
The one thing, you know what did intimidate me a little bit about Busta was mixing his vocals. Because I'm an engineer as well.
And, and they're dope. The way he, oh man,
That was intimidating. It wasn't doing the song itself. Like being able to rhyme with Busta on a song, that wasn't intimidating. That's something I've always wanted to do. So it was like exciting to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mixing his vocals, because he's got like that, you know, that signature sound, that style. Like, am I gonna I'm sitting here mixing shit, and I'm like, yo, am I gonna fuck this up?
Right.
If I fuck this up, like this song might sound like booty flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Know exactly what you mean.
I didn't even think of that, dude. That's real.
No, it is. No, yeah, for sure. Not to talk about myself too much at all, because it's about you. But when I did TG's song with Mayday, when I mixed that and had to get that ready, I got their vocals, and they have a lot of layers to their vocals, singing and shit. And when I did that, I was like, oh man, this is you know, it was the same feeling. And you know, that was my first song where I had done that for any kind of big artist. So I was like, oh, you know, and you got mad, you know, that's different. It's like,
layers are the hardest shit. Like, I literally just, I mean, this is random, but I literally just got a track back from my dude Cesar Comanche.
Yeah, shout out.
Because we're doing a joint for my next record. But that's way in the future shit. But
you have a joint with him already. Let's say that too.
What's up?
You have a joint with him already. Let's say that.
No.
You don't? Oh.
No, this is the first joint that we did. Like, I've done shows with him.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Oh,
yeah, but yeah, shout out to Cesar Comanche, Justice League. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
The whole Ninth Wonder and all that whole clip.
Of course, yeah. That's some amazing artists right there. Yeah.
But yeah, like he did a bridge before he went into his verse, and the whole bridge section is all layered. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to go in and like do the different levels and do the plugins for each layer part to make it you know, kind of sound like the reference track he sent me, like how he wanted it to sound. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, layers are the hardest thing, and I already know. I mean, you really made, you know, I mean, obviously we're talking about Kollab Kong, but you really actually made that Mayday joint sound really hot. Like, the hook sounds really good.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. You know what's funny is they actually said that to him, to TG.
Oh,
they really liked the way it sounded. I was actually very, you know, or their producer or somebody in their crew said that. And I was like, shit, that's dope. That's actually the best compliment I can get. You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, so. Yeah, Busta Rhymes, man. I mean, probably.
Man, that was heat.
Probably that's probably one of my biggest highlights of my music career right here. Like that. That's definitely up there, just because. I mean, you know, I've been listening to Busta Rhymes since shit, leaders of new school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you're also a big Lord Have Mercy fan, so that's another thing that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
We don't. Do we need to?
We're not gonna go into that. No, we don't have time for that.
Okay, we don't got it.
We can talk about that later. We can talk about that later. I do want to do a part where we just kind of chop it up about shit anyway, so we can talk about that later for sure.
Okay.
But you got a whole lot to say about it, so maybe that's a whole episode.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So I was gonna say this sounds like a whole lot of stories here.
Yeah, man. I mean, in all honesty, once me and Denku start talking, we could probably go on for 2-3 hours. In all honesty. about different things.
Cut into a couple episodes.
I mean, we do it on the phone for an hour all the time, hour or two, you know.
And the weird thing about that is, I don't even talk on the phone to motherfuckers.
No, I don't do not like that. Not like that. No.
Yeah.
You got to be a chick usually for me to stay on the phone for an hour.
I don't even talk to chicks on the phone that long.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know. I'm smooth operator, baby.
There's
certain you know, if it's some phone sex, you know, whatever. But
Nobody said phone sex.
That operates by different rules.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about. All right, track 3.
All right, track 3.
Get into that, please.
There's some MC shit. Here we go.
Yeah, that's featuring. We'll get into that after.
Yeah, here we go. We'll get it.
Kool G Rap and you, motherfucker.
Yeah, me. Yes, sir. Very proud of this.
I like the build up. I like how it builds.
Yeah.
Which one of you mugs wanna catch a slug, see? Ain't none of them thugs, they running for the fuzz, see? Big Al take him to the back, full working over. Heard he raps, dirty rag years, curtain soldier, last man standing up. Both hands cannons up, face to face with the chit chatters, now they clamming up. Niggas got fat while he starved, get a man his cut. All his jury bread in his face, where your manners up. Through time, I'm a star line, and you sons get white flags, a price tag, you swans with a number. Try to eat in the face like you don't mind a hunger. So I got a good mind to put your mind in the slumber. Put a Louisville slugger till they need cash. 800 from a that'd be the G-Task. Fake Bolivia kid, I spit that pre-crack free. You can taste it with your tongue and get a freeze back. He's back.
Days, all I'm seeing is cliches and stereotypes. I love the game, but she ain't the American type. If it ain't a sucker lying about carrying white. The dress I can't understand and he's overhyped. Soft bats, cats cuff they bitch like they cuff the mic. All that rah-rah, I don't believe it, yo, you bluffing right. Your voice ain't yours, ain't nobody seen you bust a shot in your life, so I guess you took a shot with the mic. See, the game is full of these, looking over the shoulder type, sneaking mind of confidence, superfly, Dolomites. After I spit, fans look at me like, show you right. I shoot the prettiest chick and copy smile like, yeah, I know I'm nice. Dude told me he don't right. I was like, that's plain sight. But why tell him, man? He had to know we lame, right? He had to know me and him, we ain't the same guy. We might say the same thing, but I say it with a light, and things are changing, so I'm seeing better MCs, but ain't nothing changed. Success still breeds envy, even minimal. Cats act like they ain't into you, but not to your face. Behind your back, they words are plentiful when they ain't doing shit either. They stay in fear of my ether. If hate is really admiration, they probably believe us. I'm quarterbacking beats, they probably perceive us. Type to marry that fame, cheat on the art, and then leave her. Phrasing imagination into a cadence with a different flavor for you and your neighbors makes me an MC. And the fact you do none of that makes your flow empty. Simple ABCs, I'm tired of that, please. Motivate me to be better than you, but not with ease. I wish I would make it hard for me to be dope, jeez. Hoping my scope, my notes shooting past the trees. My sour D's bring these whack cats to their knees.
Pass the butane in this Hussein vessel. Wrestle. Got your favorite stripper in a pretzel. A fielder. But this prince is more Cecil. You try to catch up, but can't glove the essential. Radical. Wearing a goat mask is impractical. Keep my rhymes out the park. That's undebatable, debatable. Watch how your ego's deflatable. You're a fat-free cookie. I'm the kind that's flavorful. They want you collar, too cutthroat, make you red. A scholar, more knowledge than your college friends. Denku, that ain't nice. Think of what the message sends. I have no filter. You squares can keep a special blend. Bird's eye view like blueprint. Different lens. See me at warp speed. Watch how the record bends. My defense, be Ray Lewis. Your defense, be earnest, scared, stupid. Cypher gang. We suggest you learn the movement. Now, show and tell you crude students. Mood music, thought rubric, scary, Stan Kubrick. Mine's getting away from me, I'm starting to lose it. Put myself back together, reverse the Humpty Dumpty. Welcome to broken money, there's poverty in God's country. Without atmosphere, God would still love ugly. But my listening don't share, it punch Sunny. Ha! Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had to play that whole one because every fucking verse is fire on it.
Yeah, that's a special one right there.
That's so top, man.
As y'all might have figured out, I'm on that one. My name is RamBunxious, and I'm on that shit. My guy Denku hit me up and gave me. Okay, so we going back to the thing before this, right?
By the way,
So
killer
whenever
verse. I love your verse,
appreciate
man.
you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
I
man.
know I'm biased, but like, fuck, dude,
Nah,
I love that
appreciate
fucking Superfly like Dolomite shit, man. That like, that's a good one.
Yo, real quick about I know we talked about we weren't really gonna bring him up or nothing like that. But check this out.
He who should
No, we didn't say that. We said it's your choice. I said it's your choice.
Well, check
That's
this
all
out.
on you, bro. Because we did bring him up last time.
Obviously, the original version of this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I even ever told you this.
Okay.
But the original version of this was over a beat by The Cypher. When me and him parted ways,
right.
I started working with BoFaat, and then we created this dope record right here. And literally, I feel when I got this back, your verse on this beat hit so much harder than on the Decipher beat.
Oh, I totally agree.
And it actually showcases like your lyrics. Like Decipher used to always be like, yo, he's got to cut some, his verse is too long. And I'm like, his verse is dope. What are you talking about? He always wanted you to cut it. And then I'm listening to this version.
Oh, because I would overlap snares.
I'm like, if you would have cut it, the whole the verse wouldn't have made as much sense as it does going through the whole thing.
He wanted to cut it from the 32.
He wanted to cut it down.
Oh, he's crazy. Nah, that 32 has to be that 32.
That's what I'm saying.
And
literally what BoFaat did to make it
complimented that shit.
He definitely did. Like the beat is fire, but the way that he, put stuff together, like it makes the lyricist shine with the production. The Cypher always wanted his production to be the highlight of any song that he was a part of. And that is exactly why he thought that your verse was too long, because he wasn't listening to the lyrics. He was
to the nuance,
involved in how good his beat was on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between a fucking piece of shit producer and a producer that is more about the music and the hip hop together to make it come through as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
Pow, pow.
Shots fired, man. Don't give a fuck that.
I mean, it's what it is. We can move on from him because we're not gonna give him too much shine. That don't make no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right on that. I totally agree on that. And shout out to BoFaat. Salute.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, you want to go ahead and get into what's this, track 4 now?
Yeah. Track 4 is original.
It's original with Sadat X, Brian Burns, and Brisk Fingers. Let's talk about Brisk Fingers for a second.
Yeah,
he did all the cuts. That's who did all the cuts, correct?
Yeah, so Brisk Fingers did all the cuts on the record.
Right.
Brisk Fingers is actually not only a DJ, he is also a platinum selling producer in Germany.
Oh, beautiful. Nice.
BoFaat
Did you say platinum?
Platinum. He sold platinum. He's got platinum plaques from German hip hop in his career. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
Fuck, man.
Right on.
Yeah, and he's real dope with the cuts. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did his thing on all the tracks that he's a part of on it. And that was BoFaat's homie from for a long time. So like they grew together, and they've always known each other. So anytime he needs a go-to somebody, it just happens to be a fucking platinum selling producer. You know what I'm saying?
That's super dope.
So
that's super dope. Yeah. And one day at some point I'd like to get you and BoFaat on here too, but at some point. Maybe after this next one drops. You know what I'm saying? Is that
would be dope.
So wait, does BoFaat like get to the States like a lot?
Nah, he's in Hanover.
Okay.
Hey, Zach's hold on, one question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Zach's messaging us right now.
I messaged him back.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Deku. Sorry, brother.
Me and I actually don't even know if BoFaat's been to the States personally.
but I know that
Interesting.
he's also like a martial arts master.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he told me that at one
Great.
conversation. Right.
So yeah,
Man.
His dad was a boxer, I think he said.
Yeah, so I mean,
He told me his dad was a boxer, and so that's how he got into fighting early.
Yeah.
Which I thought was dope.
But yeah, no, I mean, basically, me and BoFaat, we talk every day about projects, about next shit, like that. So we constantly keep in touch.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what you got to do. The only thing is, like, it's funny. I was talking to him. I was like, yo, so did you get a chance to make that beat for the Black Poet joint? Because I'm doing another joint with Black Poet, and he was like, he hits me back, and he's like, he says, ha ha ha, when? Question mark. While I was sleeping, just got up.
Yeah, because it's time
zone. Yeah.
When was I supposed to do this? Right on, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it, man. So X, Brian Burns.
All right.
First on the cuts. It's called Original.
Zach will be here in 5. Here we go.
Cool.
Original sire, verses with opposable fire. Gasoline in the ink, that's a flammable writer. You a colorful bitch, Gucci gang attire. A player without the play, call it quagmire. Acquire the strength to lift 20 plates, get your tectonic straight. Just for my weight, holding the day. With my Matt Lauer face, asking the camera broad to broaden my taste. They say I'm ballsy, I lean like cerebral palsy. You lost me, splash of vanilla in coffee. They wanna off me, cause I turned the lady on. Bubble bath, candlelight, Dom Perignon. Family don't hold gravity, partridge dramatically. Become a fatality like David Cassidy. A rational form, don't fuck with the calm. Or find your body parts, so this gifts on Amazon.
Yo, I forgot how cold that verse was.
My gene pool is free from the germ. I was the breakaway sperm, the one that lived and grew to manhood. I'm still here cause I'm playing good. The gray hair, but my career doors squared. Every place that I repaired, and revenue said I'm the gross earner, the head turner, the fast learner. And then I go leisure. I don't know you, amnesia. You tippy toeing, you know when you going. It's the reason you show it. Get the fuck away. That's where I put my cock away. Another one a block away. All work, no play. Chef you like a role play. Then get into role play. Used to got from Jose way back when. If I don't know you, nigga, I ain't letting you in. If I didn't give the word, you ain't win. Ain't never been a bird for a spin. You stay pressing sin. That's how you get there.
You want me to cut it or keep going?
It's up to you. No, go ahead and cut it. So we have keep it under the time.
We can cut it.
I hate it. I hate having to cut tracks off. It bothers me, but you know.
No, I know. That's the worst part about podcasting is trying to.
It's okay. It's okay. It's cool. We gotta just give them a tease, talk about it. All right. So X, man, and let's talk about that first. That's dope, right?
I mean, yeah.
Nah, but I mean, like the inspiration for the for getting him on this track specifically. What was that?
Okay, so this song, technically, this was a recreation. This was a
here comes that.
Like that verse in itself.
What up, guys?
What's going on?
What up, man? We on track 4 right now. He's talking about track 4 right now.
No.
So that verse in itself, I'm gonna tell you that verse was actually originally on a song with me, Wordsworth, and Punchline from
Wordsworth. Hey.
Yeah. And that actual song is not released yet. But basically, I didn't want to overdo the song. So what we did was we took the Sadat X verse off. We recreated around that. I wrote a new verse. I sent it off to my homie Brian Burns. He was super excited about it. I found out about Brian Burns actually when I was I shot a video out in New York, and when I was out there, the people I was kicking it with, when I got back home, I saw this link on one of their pages, and it was like this Brian Burns come back to the 90s or something like that. And it was him rocking over all 90s hip hop beats. And I was like, yo, this cat is fire. Like, he's nice. I was like, I need to get a hold of this dude. And I couldn't get a hold of him for the longest time. And then randomly he responds back to me. I'm like, yo, I got this opportunity. I wanted to see if you wanted to jump on this song. I'm really feeling your shit on this. I got this joint with Sadat X that I wanted to pass your way.
Nice.
And see if you wanted to get on it. And basically, he loved
give you the track?
What's up?
So he wanted to give you the track then, basically?
No. So I had sent the song to Brian, right?
Okay, so 2 different songs you're saying?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back up. Am I the only one confused here?
So I'm a little confused, but I just got in the chat, so.
Okay, so let's circle back real quick.
Okay.
So the Sadat X verse was originally on a song with Wordsworth and Punchline, right? That's a whole different song. We took the Sadat X verse off.
Okay.
We created a new song around it. I wrote a new verse, and then basically I found this kid, Brian Burns,
right?
And I sent him this. I said, I have this opportunity. I sent him the song. He loved it. He was like, what? Get on a song with Sadat X? Right. I was like, yes, do that shit. Show me what you can do. I like your shit. Let's make it happen. Sends me this verse back.
He's a young boy? He's a young kid?
What's up?
Is he a young kid?
Yeah, he's young. I feel like he's probably like like Red the Bully's age, kind of on that level.
Word, okay. Where's he from?
Yeah, so
where's he from?
He's
just shout him out.
From New Orleans.
Okay.
I believe. Okay. And now he lives in Cali now, I believe.
Okay.
That might be wrong. If I fucked that up, Brian, I'm sorry, but I believe the conversation we had.
If he tells you that, we can edit it out.
Yeah, he either used to live in it's either New Orleans.
Born and raised in New Orleans.
Yeah, whatever.
Either way it's NOLA. Get it? NO in LA.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
That was
bad.
Yeah,
basically, this is my second joint that I ever did with Sadat X. The CD version of this does not have cuts on it. It has a hook that I wrote that I actually love, and it's a completely different beat.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we'll get into that after this. After this, let's talk about the CD version after this whole session here.
Okay.
And we'll talk about how that's coming, because that's coming.
If you wanted to give a quick shout out though for him, he has a Back Home EP out right now. That's his newest thing on Bandcamp.
Brian Burns. Nice. Okay. Yep. Word.
That's dope. That's what's up.
That's dope. Good shit. All right. So the 5th track we're gonna get into is Great Hope. Featuring 38 Special, and this is a good one. Let's get into it. We'll talk about that.
Right.
I got a question though, and this might sound like a dumb one, and maybe I should know this, but I think I do. Is 38 Special Kool G Rap son?
No.
That's a rumor. You know that?
I believe it's a rumor, but I believe the reason that they made the album called Son of G Rap is because his his style and the way that he approaches the music and his grind is a lot like G Rap.
It is very reminiscent of G Rap. Yeah.
So I believe that's why they called that project Son of G Rap.
Okay, I think then maybe the world we live in is fake news, and I've been seeing shit where people actually say it's a son.
Or I'm fucked up and it is G Rap. But I believe that what I just said is the reason.
Yeah. Okay. Word. All right. Well, let's get into that, man. Number 5 is Grey Hulk, 38 Special. Let's go.
All right.
Grey Hulk. Love the name.
Yeah.
I do too.
Shouts to Sean Price.
I'm a big nerd.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me. I turned the volume down when I faded.
Oh, please.
Here we go.
Peace.
You can tell this is about to be grimy.
During the song, bright spirit, hibernating rappers who can't even bear shit. Lay a Royce stool in your Royce 5 fool. Retarded with the lyrics, write them down in jewel. I'm the great hope, conjuring the song, bright spirit. Hibernating rappers who can't even bear shit. Lay a Royce stool in your Royce 5 fool. Retarded with the lyrics, write them down in jewel. Live the street talk, converse with concrete pebbles. And melt your gun's language, the liquid scrap metals. Muzzle on my voice.
High strings.
You're a victim in a terrorist shooting. What are your odds? Sometimes I think of who I want to be in the next life. Backstabber, dislocate your shoulder, use your own knife. Slight turn of events that don't eternally end. Give a helping hand when I clutch my hand on the pen. Sit in my studio den. Chisel out these grizzles. You're an emo abscess. Rap less of candle visuals. That whole demeanor's menstrual. Absent yourself away. Watch your health decay. Probably why the Hulk is great. Make so much music. Got songs for like 10 years. You ain't got 10 songs for one album. This year, lift ears with just the weight of my voice pitch. Eating lobster and steak where you choke on your soy dish. I'm the great bright spirit. Hibernating rappers who can't even bear shit. Lay a Royce stool in your Royce 5 fool. Retarded with the lyrics, write them down in jewel. I'm the great hope, conjuring the song, bright spirit. Hibernating rappers who can't even bear shit. Lay a Royce stool in your Royce 5 fool. Retarded with the lyrics, write them down in jewel.
Hey, yeah. More money, bring more beef. You took the stand and caught me and my dogs bought floor seats. I'm the nigga that you boss me. Feds watch from Benage cross street, but never cause leaks. Made 50 in the off week. Think I'm about to buy a house on the beach and break the loft lease. Grandma was in the mall keys. Now she in the Benz. I'm a big dog, you a Maltese. Any time of day, that mean the daytime for 9K. My dogs find you like a K9. Y'all flash, y'all cash. I put away mine. I don't even count my cash, I just weigh mine. All I need is a rental to get bricks. Leave the money for incidentals with big sis. You look stupid in them old big whips. Y'all niggas chicken little like the old kid flick. Trust. Great hope, conjuring the song, bright spirit. Hibernating rappers, can't even bear shit. Lay a Royce stool in your Royce 5 fool.
Man.
You got it.
Real quick.
Yo.
I got some fucking bars, son. God damn.
Yeah, this ain't called the Humble Podcast. It's called the Pick Up on the Passion Podcast. So tell them, like, hey, man, here's some real shit. Like Fife Dog, rest in peace to Fife Dog. But like he said, if I don't say I'm the best, tell me who the hell will. And I live by that shit. Fuck it. If you got bars, tell them you got bars, goddammit. One thing, what's up, Zach?
You gotta have that mentality, man. If you're putting on
100%,
you know?
Yeah, it's true.
So one thing about that song specifically. What's up, Brad? Oh, even in podcasting, yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
So one thing about that song specifically, is for me, one line stood out, and it stood out on the whole album for me because I think it's hilarious and it's dope. Right? It was on that song. Make so much music. Got songs for like 10 years. You ain't got 10 songs for one album this year, right? Such a good, like. That's true. I know.
It's very true.
So true.
I mean, look, I like the emoji, like.
Yeah, because you know my catalog is deep. You know, like I got so many folders full of music. Like literally, I could just keep putting shit out every week and still have shit. You know what I'm saying? But literally, all these.
Do you really have 10 years worth of music?
I think I do. Yes, I do.
oh, word. That's what's up.
Yeah, okay. I do.
Like, word.
But
cool.
in the respect that if we do it like old school, I think I do because
we're old school releasing, right.
Like where you put
that was really a joke question. So
if you put out one album a year and like let's say like 15 to 18 songs on an album, I definitely have that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely have that.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
But
I got you. Yeah. What's up? But I just thought that was a hilarious line.
It's a good line.
I had to say something about it.
I think the thing that's real true about that is I've met a lot of newer rappers that, you know, are on this huge ego trip about themselves. I mean, obviously, there's a huge difference between having confidence in what you do and being egotistical about what you do. There's a big difference between both of those things. A lot of people think they're meshed in as one, but there's a huge difference between that.
Definitely very important to think.
Big thick line. There's not a thin line. It's not a thin line at all.
But like, we're in the age of the singles. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't have records no more. They focus. They put all their time and focus in one single that they want to go viral. So like, literally, they could spend 6 months focusing on the release and premiere of this one hot single, and you know what? It might not do shit. So you basically spent 6 months and wasted 6 months of your time when you could have spent 6 months making 60 fucking songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are always like, quality over quantity. Well, how about quantity that has quality? How about do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, because the more you do, the more you learn.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, the more that you do, the more that you learn about the craft. You know?
Exactly. Like, I was gonna say, like, I mean, if you want to get good at something, you gotta put something out there. You need that feedback.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
You put one track out every 6 months. You know, it just might not do it. You might not get that feedback you need to make to progress, to get better at it.
Yeah, but we have to definitely show some love to the people that are what's the word I'm thinking about? The people that are super hard critics on themselves. Because people that are super hard critics on themselves, they have that hard time where they're afraid to release.
Of just throwing shit out there. Right.
Yeah.
They think
it's a good lesson, though.
They need to keep going back. They need to keep going back and like tweaking this and tweaking that. Where me, like, people are like, well, aren't you worried that verse isn't gonna reach people the way that it should, or aren't you worried that line? And I'm like, nah, fuck that. That's how I want it to be. I'm not going back. That's what it is. That's what they're gonna get.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think for me as a producer starting out, I was definitely like that. I was like, man, I want to make this perfect. I need to tweak this some more. I'll sit on it for a couple weeks, and then I'll sit on it again. But at some point, it's like, I just need to put this out because this beat could possibly be unfinished forever. You just got to put it out, you know, at some point, and that'll get.
But I've heard the phrase "no beat that's ever finished."
What's that?
So you just put it out. There's no beat that's ever finished. You could always keep tweaking a beat, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and you could always.
Yeah, so
that's how I feel too. Like, I could take any of my shit that's released out right now, and I could make it better now. But it's like, you got to have that release.
Right.
Like, you know, this is
right.
the fight.
That's
You know, but yeah, like, I agree. Like, no beat, no art. It's never finished. Like, you could do more shit to it if you want to, you know.
But there's always the idea of the overproduced. Like, if you keep nitpicking at it,
100%.
sometimes you will overproduce it to a point where it's too much there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, no beat finished, so just put it out because you're not gonna be ever finished. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm kind of saying there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Right, so
38 Special, this thing, I love that joint. I don't know.
That was a fun one.
I don't know how many people know, but that's actually a recreation special for this project. That song is also on my other album, The Darker Side of Light. And Ram, you have both of those, I believe. Do you like one of them more than the other? Is there one that stands out more, like
production-wise, did you say?
Yeah, production-wise. Do you think one of them impacts more, stands out more to you as opposed to?
I like the new one. I like the vinyl, the new one, more than I like the darker side of the light. But I love the darker side of light though. I hit you and told you that I you know, and told you, like, I was like, this shit slapping. This shit is great.
Because 38 Special actually specifically wrote to the one that's on that project, and this is the recreation, and that's how dope BoFaat is with recreating shit around people's vocals. Like it sounds like.
Wait. You meant the 38. You start the 38. You meant the 38's best song on each project?
Yeah,
I thought you meant each project.
Just Grey Hope.
Oh, my fault. No, okay. I can't even say which one I like more because I really can't. I honestly can't remember each one that specifically.
Okay.
So I can't say that on that song.
I like that. Like I like that idea though. Like I'll make a beat for whatever, and people will write to it, and then I'll remake the beat to what they've written.
Yeah.
And that shit is fun as hell to do.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So fun. Just to like kind of
read. Let's get into.
Wait.
What?
One thing before we get into the next one. Shout out to BoFaat on the fucking high strings, dude. I'm a sucker for high strings, and those high strings on this shit. Oh my god.
Shout out to BoFaat.
Yeah, in general. Check him out.
Okay. We got Still Waiting with Benny the Butcher. This is loud. I'm gonna say that about every track. That's the thing. So yeah, we'll talk about this one afterwards. Let's go ahead and play it.
All right.
Well, on the idea that they need this change or this difference or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, they're still waiting for a change that ain't coming. Benny, what's good, man? It's Denku. Let's talk to him, man. Come on, let's go. No matter how things get, they still waiting for change. Stages of life, sleep half of the days. Happiness or rage, whatever the exchange. We still waiting for change. No matter how things get, they still waiting for change. Stages of life, sleep half of the days. Happiness or rage, whatever the exchange. We still waiting for change. They still waiting for change. Like Obama's in office, scratching the surface of a World War circus. These rhymes have purpose. Desensitized serpents peddling growth burdens to wallflower merchants. Urban gentrification annihilates decision making. With a gun in your palm, the demons are overtaken. I never question life. I live multiple choice. Redness peer at the heavens like God had a voice. You get held for ransom. Drug traffic, you ransom, but they laugh at you like Fergie singing the anthem. You bust a Glock at M4 like you hard to test. Still a pussy, cause you rock shows in a wedding dress. Your drunken spell don't feel that of a kegger. Stripped of your title, run from the police like Conor McGregor. Heard we got a president representation of Hitler. Y'all more worried your town ain't got no Snapchat filter. Pus-filled public announcement, pop Mr. Half y'all in the streets, just a media transmitter. In Milwaukee, they'll blast you if the situation's bitter. Leave you out in cold winter like a homeless man's litter. Name's Denku, don't know me? Refer to me as Mr. Probably the dude who spanked your sister when she was a stripper. Pal right in the kisser. This is comic relief. Diabetic with the bars, you can't handle the beat. Nah, I got heat. That's Val Kilmer or De Niro. You can be Scarface in one sense or run the bureau. Not a creeper or weirdo. The burner's named Hero. Body count 0, cause I didn't play hero. All your cards on the table might be hard to arrange. You could go your whole life still waiting for change. I know. Word up, son. Come on, man. No matter how things get, they still waiting for change. Stages of life, sleep half of the days. Happiness or rage, whatever the exchange. We still waiting for change. No matter how things get, they waiting for change. Stages of life, sleep half of the days. Happiness or rage, whatever the exchange.
Yeah.
We still waiting for change.
I'm from a different cloth. It's hard for me to rock with niggas. Be easy. They tell you business when you shop with niggas. I can make one phone call and get a flock delivered. She think it's Christmas presents when I get a box delivered. The cops wanna dig a plot and fill a box with niggas. Say you provoke them while they choke you, yelling stop resisting. You graduated Harvard selling stocks and business, but I had brushes with the law, so my options slimmer. And now I preach that college shit to my kids. Let me explain. It's game. Don't gotta work for no boss, you do the same. While they teach our kids, get a job, stay in your lane. And immigrants start a business as soon as they land a plane. Nobody never got rich punching the clock. You wouldn't know, they only teach you this stuff on the block. That's how it go, they won't believe you this much till you hot. Fans gassed you, played you, made you think you something you not. These niggas capping. I don't let the fame go to my head. I'm just stacking and make sure the change go to my kids. I wrote classics, detailing all the pain throughout my biz. All the bitches, dollars, and cocaine throughout my years. Look, it's good they freed Meek Mill finally. Damn. And then they snatched up Bill Cosby. Look, get these niggas a lie detector test. Damn, they still wouldn't keep it real.
No matter how late they get, they still wake you up.
You cut it. You cut it.
It's a life. Sleep half of the day.
So yo, that verse by Benny, man. I mean, both of y'all, of course, but that verse by Benny, he doesn't normally do kind of conscious lyrics like he said right there, kind of, does he? I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, a lot of his shit is street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a majority.
Yeah,
of
that's what I'm saying. So like on the last three quarters of that verse, he went in a different direction you would normally hear him, and that was dope to me.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I actually love that version of this song. Like that beat. Like when I perform that song, I mean, now that I do it over that beat, I feel like it's like a whole different thing. And then what I do is I add my verse, since obviously Benny's not at the show to do it with me. I add my verse from Believe in Change with my dude Blueprint, and then I add the hook from that. I add the hook from that song as the hook for this song, and it just kind of makes it its whole,
it works.
New version of the song, and it just works out. But yeah, man. I mean, I was real excited to work with Benny on this. Like, I was already familiar with, Conway, Benny, the whole Griselda movement when we had started working on this. And yeah, I was happy he didn't give me no throwaway. You know what I'm saying? He definitely held it down and did his own thing on there. And actually, I mean, I don't know exactly when people are going to end up hearing this, but I actually have a song that's going to be featured on a Benny the Butcher hosted mixtape that comes out on May 18th. So
well, you heard it first right here. Cool,
dude. Nice.
There you go.
We got to get this out. We got to get this out before May 18th, then, basically. So.
Yeah, we can do that.
We
got to get ahead of it, guys. So wait, Conway the Machine is in a group with Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, so they're in the same crew called Griselda. Okay. Griselda is the record label to move the.
Cool. I was thinking their names kind of complemented each other. I don't know I don't know much about them myself.
Well, they also just got signed by Eminem. If you don't know that part too.
And they have distro through Rock Nation.
Right. Yes, it's true. Yes.
Man, they're doing good.
So that's huge. It's actually like very rare the two powers like that come together these days, which is very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. Let's get into
very cool.
Yeah, let's get into a feature I was surprised about. This is number 7, Problem, featuring Jim Jones. And the reason I'm surprised is it doesn't seem like a feature you would go after. Talk about that. Am I wrong? Is that a little out of your normal box? Or
I would agree with Ram on that for sure.
Okay. I'm
excited about it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, as soon as I saw it, I went.
So I'm not a huge Dipset person, right? Right. But I've always been a fan of Cameron.
I'm not either. Always. But I like Jim Jones. Yeah.
I've always liked Cameron. My favorite Cameron shit is before Dipset does. You know what I'm saying? Like Confessions of Fire is my shit. Children of the Corn, that's my shit. But yeah. So the reason this track happened is I was working through different artist managers. So this is something that kind of came up out of working through a third party. You know what I'm saying? Is why this song happened. We were discussing things about artists that might be able to work or that would maybe get down on something that he had his grasp on, where we could make something happen. And that's basically how this song came about. Like it was like I received the Jim Jones verse.
Okay.
And it was over a different beat. The beat that it was on was whack as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it was really whack. And
did he write it to that one? Did he write it to that beat?
Yeah, so he wrote it to that, right? So what we did
salute to him because he killed that verse for right to a whack beat. Yo.
He did, right? Right, exactly. It was a whack ass beat. I would never do a song to it, although it would have surprised you even more if I did.
Okay.
Like what you mean?
All right, well, yo, I don't want to keep people too long. Let's play this song. We haven't played it yet.
All right. Good problem.
Let's get into that, and then we'll talk more if you want.
Oh shit! What? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Press the wrong button.
Okay, well, said that too soon.
There we go.
Ain't nothing changed tonight, nigga.
Let's get it. Add the love, subtract the guns. What's the problem? Multiply and divide breath. What's the problem? No other, so we don't have a problem. What's the problem? I said we don't have a problem. Add the love, subtract the guns. What's the problem? Multiply and divide breath. What's the problem? No other, so we don't have a problem. What's the problem? I said we don't have a problem. They won't play our tunes. We're true vintage. We keep it 110% even during scrimmage. Fire's like a chemical, too hard to extinguish. We keep our battles low key, stop badgering the witness. I'm Wisconsin all day, songs were legendaries. Had beef with Redman, wouldn't work through his secretary. These rappers wear me down. Patience anorexic. Fuck your simple sound, dump your music in the septic. You want the lesson? Hardly. Your beef carries barley. You only plant what we don't eat. Parsley. For your protection, you come from the team, don't disregard me. It be old school, call it Ed Hardy. Add the love, subtract the guns. What's the problem? Multiply and divide breath. What's the problem? No other, so we don't have a problem. What's the problem? I said we don't have a problem. Add the love, subtract the guns. What's the problem? Multiply and divide breath. What's the problem?
What's the problem?
No other, so we don't have a problem. What's the problem? I said we don't have a problem.
Asking me what's my problem? I do what the fuck is real. Fly nigga from Harlem, sold drugs, bust steel, bust that champagne, poured out to my cup spill. Most niggas talk shit, them broke niggas never touched a mill. I touched M and plus gems, fucked up a couple mils. My niggas is cool, they tuck still for a fucking thrill. New foreigns every summer, new Jordans every number. My jewels, heavy thunder, no dog, don't never run up. I'm way out, Okinawa, getting spaced out, smoke is sour, music loud, but my smoke is loud. Turn it down. For them long flights, I need a perk. Watch white like a key of work. Bad bitch drove me berserk. Nasty.
Add the love, subtract the guns. What's the problem?
Got it.
Breath. What's the problem? No other, so we don't.
That might be my favorite feature so far, just because like that was dope. I mean, like the words he chose to rhyme, it seemed like he really like it was hard. Like he had a good hard flow.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely came with it on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, in all honesty, you did a lot. You outshine the artist, and I really do think your verse hit on that beat better. But I think it's the best verse. I didn't think you would get that good of a verse from Jim Jones, and I'll be honest. I like Jim Jones.
That's one of the reasons why I think it's
that exceeded what I thought I was gonna hear. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of tripped me out when I first heard it. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to that track a lot actually.
The funny thing,
let's get into the next track because we've been talking a lot between. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Well, real quick, the real quick funny thing about that song is, you know, I actually displayed, like that's not just something I say in there, but I actually display that I had beef with Redman. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Okay, yeah. I thought that's what I heard. So that was back in the day, right? On the battle chats and shit, or?
No. This is back. This started in the MySpace days.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Yeah. You told me this a little bit of this before, yeah.
Yeah, because
Tell that
we
story.
were yeah, I mean, we were originally gonna work on a song together, and because I just got done doing a joint with Keith Murray, who was, you know, same crew, Def Squad and shit.
Yes, yes.
And so me and
It's
Keith
dope,
Murray
yeah.
had just did a joint, and everybody was always like, "Yo, I think you would be super dope on a song with Redman." I was like, "Yeah, Redman is dope."
You would.
Like I've never like he's always
Yeah.
dope on pretty much everything he does. Not all of his beats are dope, but he's always dope on everything he
Oh
does.
no, Redman is one of the few rappers where I say you've never heard a whack verse from him ever.
Yeah, so
I think
I'm serious.
It's kind of a cliche to say at this point, but he is an underrated rapper. He's one of the most underrated, like famous rappers. You know, like
He is.
give him enough credit.
But not to people who really love this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
Those people know.
They know.
Those people are like he's like in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Or my top 20 or
for sure. He's got that following.
Right.
But
you're right. He is underrated on the commercial level for sure.
Basically, what had happened is we were I reached out to him to do a joint. He was with it at first, and then he was like, "Okay, so how I do things is you have to go through, you know, basically my assistant or my secretary to figure out the collab or whatever like that shit." And I was like, "Well, that's not how I work, man."
Wow.
Like me and Keith Murray, we talked right on the phone about the joint. You know what I'm saying? I was I would rather work with you directly.
That makes sense though, somewhat, you know.
So we know the direction and everything like that, because I'd rather work directly with an artist like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm gonna give you bread for the verse, like I want to work with you on the song. You know what I'm saying? So like
yeah, I get that. I guess I see both sides though. Because I mean he is kind of to where he might not handle his own business like that. You know?
But
at the time, I don't know. Yeah.
But what ended up happening is he tripped because he thought I was unprofessional because I would rather work with him directly, and he literally blocked my whole shit right after that.
Oh, that's weird.
And I found out mad years later when I was talking to Jugga, one of the Lost Boys. Jugga was actually signed to Gilla House for a little bit, and me and Jugga were talking, and we had this one random conversation. Jugga used to drive a taxi in New York. And we were talking on the phone, and he was like, "Yo, so I was just at the Gilla House Studios. They wanted me to drop some new songs for him or whatever." And I told him I had this song that I was doing with you. And Redman was like, "You mean Denku? Fuck that dude. He's unprofessional." So like, this was mad. This was mad years later, and he still remembered that he did not like me. It's hilarious to me.
That's weird. That's so weird.
So as much as I would love to do a song with Redman, everybody, I would love to make it happen. I know a lot of people want to see it happen, but if Redman still hates me, it ain't never gonna happen. I'm sorry.
All you gotta do is talk to his secretary, apparently. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah. You know, if you're gonna pay money for a feature, you know, you want to give them some fucking some information about it. You know, you don't want to have to like give the secretary.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm 50-50 on it, I guess, because the level of business he deals with, I can understand why he did that. But at the same time, maybe I'm not so much 50-50.
He was probably thinking like, I'm gonna come with fire no matter what. Just talk to my, like
right. Yeah.
Well, I think, like the initial thing's like okay, but remembering it years later is like ridiculous.
Yeah, right?
That shit stung. Nigga, that shit stung.
Yeah.
Like he still hates me, son. He still hates me.
Remember that.
I mean, we all still love him, of course.
Yeah. Oh, for
Please,
sure.
Shout out. If he happens to see this, we ain't no animosity. Just saying.
No beef here.
I'm just fucking around. All right, what we got next? We got Books. Planet Asia, which I was very excited for this feature. Real lyricist, favorite lyricist right here. He's one of those, you know what I'm saying? Planet Asia. How did that come about? Can you explain that real quick?
Yeah, so I've actually we made this happen through like Twitter conversation. And we've been friends on Twitter for a long time, never really talked for mad years. And then randomly, I started working with BoFaat, and this was one of those features where I was like, man, who can we get on a project that I have never worked with yet? I wanted to be someone I haven't worked with in the past. And Planet Asia came to mind because he was working on, you know, he had did the Apollo Brown record, and then he had also did.
He's on a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, and then he started to work on the project with 38 Special production. So I was, you know, I was like, man, maybe I could reach out to him and see what he could do. And then I reached out, we chopped it up, and literally his message back to me when I was talking to him, he was like, yo, if you could send me the track today, let's get it done today, because I feel like killing some shit. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what
Damn.
No.
She's ready.
You hear that? You send me that shit. Hell yeah.
So like I sent him the track, and literally I sent it with my verse on it already. I had already wrote my verse and the hook for it. And he had wrote it that day, and I got the files back that evening. Like,
damn.
Like it was like that.
Dope. All right, well let's get into it then.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Perfect information.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, Planet Asia, come on, BoFaat, ethical quarantine for all my Devora dreams, necessary under means that overshadow light beams, bright green with brown dead plant ink. On the brink that thoughts are compelled to rethink. Spill your drink on your lap. Good thing you're wearing black, segregated fashion. That could start the fire back. Tip my hat to Dr. King, Malcolm X, and Huey Newton. For things they did when people of color were treated less human. All that shit's confusion. Equality's a bridge. It's definitely the cosmos I gravitate to my kids. Planet Denku, the size of an Asian grid. Justice more than said when wrestling how you live. The course I act upon takes on an arachnid form to capture the bees when they honeytail the swarm. Dawn doesn't calm the morning, the alarm is your warning. You hate sleeping next to me, cause next to me my soul's snoring. Uproaring a hybrid, liger of the petting zoo. Letting this camel spew, they can spit at you. The view from my bedroom windows, typical Milwaukee streets. So many gunshots in a still night, you could craft a production beat. The lake hinders the heat, sun needs to sleep. The clouds are the blanket that covers the storm's creep. Elude the punishment, but hate yourself after. Cause every lesson in life rewrites a life chapter. This is your life you can't return. After the due date, I have some concern. Life chapter, I write it down. Life chapter, I write it down. This is your life you can't return. After the due date, I have some concern. Life chapter, I write it down. Life chapter, I write it down.
360 slash hammer right to pieces, static on the sample. Facts when I lamp riding apple juice, bootleg giddy ups. We lit it up, frames over 5 francs. Everybody fitted up. Part self, this shit is fly. Bring in the wide camera, move out the way or be the innocent bystander. My clutch cobra, me and my queen fuck yoga. You thought you was high, but you was just loaded. Off a dose of this 100 proof. They send me like my Midwest Southern roots to the head, I soak it in. Scripture scroll, behold, I'm top billing. You frontin' like you got it, but you not dealing. I'm about killing, you about squilling. I'm all about the grind slide, so stop stealing. Serious face, my 16s is damage 100 lines. Left you in a mysterious place. Get it straight, ain't nothing like the God once it starts building. To show and prove you bear witness to a lost children.
This is your life you can't return. After the date, I have some concern. Life
chapter is also critically underrated too, man. That fucking me and my queen fuck yoga.
Yeah.
I smiled on that one. But but on your verse, Denku, I've really aligned when I first listened to this track. It did, and I don't know if I've ever heard this type of I hate to say it, but cliche conscious rap from you. You was like something about Malcolm, Huey P, and the way you transition that to your daughters or something. Say, what was that line right there? What was those lines? You remember that? Or we can play it back. Maybe.
Segregated fashion. It was like the Dr. Martin Luther, Malcolm, and Huey P. Some I don't remember the first, man. I haven't memorized.
Yeah, okay, but that to me Yeah, no, it's all good, man. No, I'm saying I didn't mean to put you on the spot, my bad, yo. But no, to me that's some conscious shit that isn't normally something that you target towards. I've heard it plenty of times, but not. And so what makes you talk about those type of things? Like, is it anything specific? Is it that you just want to widen your creativity? Talk about that. And working with Planet Asia, talk about that too.
Well, I mean, this song.
Was that a weird question?
No. This song was actually
okay.
It was a mixture of, when I wrote the verse, it was a mixture of things that are right there in front of you in your life, and then also things that are obviously playing with lyrics, like shit that I usually do, like ethical quarantine from all my Devora dreams, like that's literally like the poison from like Devora in Mortal Kombat 11. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different.
Like you got like some seriously conscious lyrics, but I feel like they're kind of subversive. Like you don't catch it right away.
Yeah, they're hidden, and okay, so maybe that's what I'm trying to say too.
You're not overtly conscious, but
this one is overt.
There, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what I was picking up. You might be right there.
This one's right there, but it's basically like I said, like this verse has a lot of different random life, like actual things in real life referenced in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always a firm believer. I was brought up where everybody's equal. You know what I'm saying? There's not no black, white separation or brown, this separation thing. So that's how I was brought up. This 100%. Line basically integrates how I'm throwing that same idea to my children to bring them
to the next generation.
Into that idea. You know what I'm saying? Because that's I might not touch on it a lot, but because I'm a bar dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to play with lyrics, metaphors, shit like that. But I mean, I do have songs that are where I throw in a little something here and there, they're sprinkled in there, whatever. And that's the real life shit. So like you can get the imagery, and then I'll throw some random real life shit in there. Like I actually wrote a song back in the day. Like I've always talked about this because it's always been an issue to me, because I always grew up like I said, like where everybody was equal, and I feel like over time, like it almost seems like the race barriers are just coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how
we have had conversations about this, right?
Like they never went away. You know what I'm saying? They're still there.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about this before. We talked about this before, where there's a perception that they're there, but in everyday life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't see it in our lives, in our 4 lives. We don't see that like that, right? At this time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've experienced things. We've all experienced things, but I'm just saying. And that's the thing, is it's the perception. You know what I'm saying? I think it's great the way, and I do know you have those tracks. I was just, for the listener, it's not something they're normally going to hear from you, so that's why I wanted to touch on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up, man?
I mean, I don't know if my verse directed Planet Asia in any way of where he was going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure if that's if any of this directed how he was going to approach the song. I mean, literally, like I said, I did my verse. He said he felt it. He said he liked the hook. But then he literally said,
"That's all that matters."
I want to kill shit. That's what he said. So,
he did. So
gave me a verse.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into one of my favorite ones on here. Maybe my favorite, but I got to think about that because I'm on it. So I'm on this album. I was playing. But Superhero.
All right.
With Nature, Skyzoo, and Brisk Fingers. And we're not gonna get into how Denku kicked me off this track, but I'm just playing.
That is not what happened. That is not what happened. We had a conversation.
I'm joking, man. I'm joking. No. We had a conversation. I never confirmed it, but it's okay because you know it may. I don't know if I belonged on this track. I'm happy where I'm at on this album. But this shit is so fucking fire, man. Yo, I remember my homeboy from Rockford, Mike Rags, man, Priest, man. He
shout out
he's
to
my
Rockford.
dog, and yeah, Rockford, Illinois. He lit out on your Facebook and was like, yo, or mine or something like that. Whoever posted it, he's like, yo, was that Nature from Queens? He was like, oh, yeah, that was pretty funny. But this has Nature, Sky Zoo, you know what I'm saying, and Brisk Fingers on the cuts again. I'm a huge Nature and Sky Zoo fan. Denku, he aight, you know what I mean? Nah, I fuck with Denku. But I was excited. We boys, I'm fucking with your player. But yeah, man, superhero. Let's get into it. I'm not even gonna say no more. Let me shut the fuck up. I don't get into this shit. This shit is hot. Taking it back to the 90s, but that is hot. It's fat.
TAIYAMO DENKU.
All that in a bag of chips.
Nature, what's good, family? Yeah. They wanna fuck around? Word up. Truck that noise, man. I gotta be out. We keep it real for him, though, right? Let's go.
That beat is
Born of
good.
a new era. All I see is nightshade. Fighting off the shadows with a fight phrase. Been in the game 23 years. Time for a raise. That's not how it works, though. Time for some praise. My days bring thunder on terms of cold trickle. Reap you in your benefits. Pause on a grim sickle. Keep the business firm. Are you a fish or a worm? Sink when you walk on water or dig with concern. You simpleton rappers don't rattle my nerves. I keep it cold comedy. Commentated by Bill Burr. Walk down the fake avenue, spewing the rip. Produce the black thought with James Franco's urge. You purge your feelings away, sealing decay. Look in the mirror, wonder why you looking this way. Take it to the grave of who I've tried to become. The best version of me, debatable to some.
I don't wanna survive, I wanna live. I'm not bad, I'm just trying
Fucking fire.
I don't wanna survive, I wanna live. I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way. I don't wanna survive, I wanna live. I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way. I don't wanna survive, I wanna live.
Yo, the best of the best with no special effects. What you see is what you get. I stay fresher than fresh. When I'm dressed, I got a cape on. Never with a suit and tie. Superheroes run towards the bullets when it's shooting time. Cops called and niggas getting crucified.
Hey, should we cut it and make them go buy it?
We clouds up the sky like it's raining.
Cut it. We
Cut
talk
it.
about
Cut it. Cut it.
Got it.
Cut it.
Go buy that shit.
Make them go buy that shit. That shit right there, boy. Woo.
Yeah.
Make my liver quiver.
For people that
Make my
might
liver,
not know,
like my granddaddy used to say, that make my liver quiver. Sorry, go ahead.
that's a good one, right?
That's a good phrase.
Oh man.
For
Say that,
people
say
that might
some-
not know, because even I'm a little unfamiliar. I don't really know much of his catalog. Who is Nature? What's he from and shit?
Oh, okay.
Is he from the
You want to
Bravehearts?
answer that, Denku? Go ahead and answer that, Denku.
So Nature used to be in a crew called The Firm,
That's
which
And
which
Bravehearts.
had Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown. The Firm.
Right.
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Queen,
shit.
yeah.
And then he's basically one of Nas's homies from Queens that he brought up with him. Nature's
he-
done a lot of was on some Mobb Deep records that are classic.
Yeah. He was on was he on Illmatic? Or was that just Cormega?
No.
Probably just Cormega. What was one was Nature or was the other Braveheart?
I don't know. I can't
Nas's
say for sure.
brother? Wasn't one of them Nas's brother in Braveheart?
Jungle is Nas's brother.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Jungle doesn't rap much though. You hear him on a few things here. I heard it once he did an album, but I don't know if it ever got released or what. I think he's done a couple
But
mixtapes. Can't really
legit,
speak on all that.
the verse from Sky Zoo on that song is one of my favorite verses on the whole record. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, see, you just took away one of my questions. I was gonna wait to the end and ask you what's your favorite verse from any rapper. But we're gonna wait. Don't answer it anymore. Say less. You said it's one of your favorites, so we're gonna get back to that, right?
Yeah.
Cutting your shit off. We taking my fucking questions, and we did not talk about this before either. Tired of this shit. You trying to take over this podcast? Are you trying to take over this podcast?
My bad, son. Just try to do my thing.
All right, let's get into the last one with also a legendary Queens dude, Tragedy Gaddafi.
Woo. Yeah,
right.
Juice Crew
Let's
right
talk about
there.
that. Yeah.
I actually have a bad story about Tragedy, but I'm not gonna tell that one.
No, don't do that.
Nice.
Not for the last story.
Nice tease.
So we just get into the track.
Actually, me and Tragedy, we were talking a lot about doing a track before this track actually happened, and it was just randomly one night. He was like, "Yo, I'm hitting the studio." I was like, "Word." He was like, "You got the joint you want me to get on?" I was like, I do have a joint, and I sent him the joint. My verse was already on it, so he played off that, and then literally he sent it back to me the next day with the vocals and everything, and then I hit L up, and I was like, "Yo, I got this joint. I was wondering if you had time to get on something," and I sent him the song, and he was like, "Yo, y'all killed this shit. I'm gonna have to come super hard to to get up with y'all." And basically, El Sensi finished off this record. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. So let's get to it. It's
Strangle.
I mean,
Strangle.
shout out to Elder Sensei, man. He actually liked my Instagram post about the double vinyl. That was cool. I fuck with him. So yeah, good shit. Let's roll.
Strangle.
Is that corny? Is that some corny shit?
Let's roll.
You're all good, man. It's great.
For damn music. Sight for damn music. Bring the drums in, family. Let's go. Stranglehold. John Woo shit. Matrix kick. Slow motion. Tick, tick, tick. Right behind the wood grain. Your flavor is sugarless tang. A weaponless gang. This treatment. Congrats. You're addicted to a cheat. Season in sequence, summer, fall, winter. Run for your life like a chase track sprinter. You can't see me like a Chinese sprinter. I'm old school like a colorless printer. Leave you injured with my voice is track abstract. Denku packed with almond extract. Salted and cracked pepper, vanilla nectar. Hershey's good with her tongue, a fellatio director. You ain't dope, I see your lie detector. Turn over your microphone to the chief. Yo, these niggas is microwave meals, mock me, I'm hood gourmet. Don't stress me, put the flame to it and saute. Last chance, witness the balls, catch your last glance. 88 crack valve error, giving the mic a blast. Stay in your shoe size, y'all can't fit in my pants. I'm too advanced in the streets and in tune with all my fans. Government operatives, missing impossible apocalypse. You and I are not the same, we exactly the opposite. Knife in your windpipe, strike in your esophagus. I was born with this talent, naturally it's my gift. A rare breed, coming through like on a flying disc. Abnormally, paranormally, I'm the shit. I'm the
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So that's a banger for the last track, man. Basically, every fucking track is banging as shit. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even gonna sit here in front. 10 tracks, solid, smart move there, man. What do you think? Can you talk about that move right there? 10 tracks.
10 tracks. Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah.
Technically,
talk about that.
There was supposed
it's
to be
20
more.
tracks.
No.
Oh yes.
But there was supposed to be more, but we couldn't fit the rest on the vinyl because vinyl only gives you a certain amount of space.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is why we're dropping this CD version, because there's
right.
The 5 extra songs that didn't make it on the vinyl are only going to be available on the CD version. So that's why it's going to be like a whole different project for people, that didn't even like, whether people didn't want to spend the shipping to get the vinyl because an overseas label put it out. I understand the shipping kind of gay, kind of sucks, whatever.
Talk about that. Talk about since we're done with the album. Talk about that. Talk about the overseas label that did distribute this double vinyl and what the double vinyl means. What that's about with the instrumental. Talk about all of that.
So the double vinyl. This whole thing came into play BoFaat actually is the reason why the label picked it up. He pitched a record to the label, and they liked what they heard, and they were basically down to do a 300 limited run, and we got our little we got our little promo copies that we're going to be able to sell. I haven't gotten mine officially yet, but I actually have my copy that I got because I always support my own shit.
Yeah, show that. Yeah, yeah.
I
Mine sit over here behind me.
And I showed Brad this earlier, but I also got the whole setup.
Yeah.
I got the vinyl. I got the CD.
Yeah, go closer in on that a little bit. Go getting closer in on that a little bit.
Yeah, show me. I got the vinyl. I got the hoodie.
Yeah,
the vinyl.
The hoodies. Yeah.
The T-shirts.
Yo, so if y'all don't know out there, we see this. Denku has mad merch. He's one of the merch guys. One of the best dudes in terms of MCs that I know that has merch like this.
Are we able to buy the album online right now?
The vinyl?
Yes.
Yeah, like can we buy it online?
Yeah, you can buy it. It's on it's on iTunes, it's on Apple.
But I'm saying, like, can I buy the album and get it shipped, like the vinyl? I mean,
from the overseas label?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I could send you the link.
There's a link on Facebook. Yeah, I haven't sent you the link. I bought it from the link on Facebook that he put up.
Yeah,
I got my vinyl within like 4 days, 5 days, or something like that.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, Zach, so you can get the. Get the link or whatever.
A shout.
And then tell people where they can find that link on your Facebook, some of Facebook and your IG and all that is, and Bandcamp.
Yeah, I mean,
just tell them all of that real quick too.
It's basically everywhere. If you type in TAIYAMO DENKU Kollab Kong, but I mean, you go on like my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You type it in. I mean, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. But if you look up HHV Records, that's the overseas label, the vinyl
Shout out to them. Peace to them.
That's who released the record. So if you type in HHV Records in your Google browser or in any browser you use, you type it in there, and then you type in TAIYAMO DENKU, which is TAIYAMO DENKU. You type that in your search, and the record will pop up, and you can order it right from there. You know what I'm saying? And I will also have limited copies, but I'm not even gonna lie. Like the limited copies that I have to sell, which is not that many, are basically already spoken for. Like the people that are like, "Yo, you got them records yet?" Like I basically told a bunch of people I was holding them for that, and yeah, there it is right there.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
So there it is.
Guys, what do you guys see on my screen? Do you see the
see the 4 albums in a row right there.
I see I see what's on Denku's screen. Yeah.
Dope. That's actually dope that you can do that. I'm glad you guys are doing that stuff because I don't know how to do that.
Yep. So the splatter vinyl right there.
Ah, nice.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I love the splatter vinyl.
There you go. So that's what it's gonna look like if you can go get your splatter vinyl. That vinyl looks so dope, man. That artwork and everything is beautiful. Okay. It's a beautiful album.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So as you can see right there, go get that. So talk about the other. Yeah, shout to them, peace to them, man. Talk about what are the other 10 songs, because it's at the top, at the bottom. What are those other 10 songs?
Okay, so the other 10 songs on there, since it's a double vinyl, is you get all of the instrumentals from the album. So that's I mean, it says TAIYAMO DENKU and BoFaat on there because it's not just me, it's also a showcase of production as well. So you get, for all the real MCs out there, if you get the record, you can listen to the songs and you can throw on the instrumentals and you can freestyle your ass off to them if you want to. You know what I'm saying? The beats are on there from
So do you encourage posting? Do you encourage like people using the beats and posting freestyles and shit?
I think it's dope because I like doing shit like that.
Yeah, you guys.
So I'm not against it for anybody to do it. I say do the shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
If you
I just want to let people know.
If you got the vinyl and you want to make
Cut it up. Cut it up.
your own verses, do that shit.
Dope.
BoFaat
Yeah,
love that shit.
word.
He ain't gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Do that shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Word. That's what's up. That's real hip hop shit right there. I love that shit. Anything else you want to talk about? Shout out. After that, we could either just kick it and
By the
talk.
way,
Anything else y'all want to talk about? Or
I'm buying a
questions, any
t-shirt
questions
right
y'all
now,
have?
by
Or
the way.
Oh, word.
Yep.
he's
Yep.
buying a t-shirt right now. Word up.
Yep. Dude, that
Dope.
design
Yeah.
is just so dope. I have to have that, you know. So I am
Thank you, man.
Dope.
Appreciate
doing it
that.
right now, man. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Word.
Um,
Well, Pick Apart the Passion podcast has been a good. It's a good first one, man. Good job. Good shit,
Yeah,
everybody. I'm glad we
absolutely.
finally
it
got it
was
started.
definitely dope.
Yeah.
The pre-orders for the
Uh,
CD, that's coming out
Yes.
next week. The pre-orders, along with the first single from the CD version, which will be a song that is not on the vinyl.
Damn, I'm gonna check that out.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me
Right on.
Let me show you guys something real quick here. I just wanna, because this shit is fucking tripped me out when I was looking at you guys see my screen? All right, so I was just looking at Denku's Bandcamp, and
Yeah.
this is around when I met Denku right here. And I've known Denku for like maybe 3 years, maybe.
Where?
And
we're talking about.
Dang, dude.
and you've got like
What?
Yeah.
like six,
Yeah.
at least 20 releases since then.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
Love
funny.
it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's crazy,
Dope.
man.
Good shit. Great display of hustle right there. That's it's one of the things he's known for, social media wise. Amongst other MCs, you know what I'm saying. Very and I'm not just writing this, you know what I'm saying. That's my guy, but he's real shit. A lot of MCs talk about this. Your merch hustle, your tour hustle. I know you don't want to talk about it, but you had a lot of cities booked. You had the next whole year booked before this whole Corona thing, going to different coasts, East Coast. I mean, I know it's a sore spot, but I want to bring it up because of the fact that the hustle is there, and a lot of people ask you to book shows for them based on your tour shit, and I just want to showcase all of that. You know what I mean? Give you flowers, like they say, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do too much of that shit because that's drink champ shit. I ain't gonna say still drink champ shit. But I'm just saying it ain't they shit. They just say a lot. It ain't they shit, but they say it a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if Nori would have beef, if Nori had beef with me, I'd be fucking excited. So fuck it. Anyway, point is, yeah, man, it's been good shit. I don't know what. Oh, Zach was like, I'm out. Fuck this shit.
Oh, wait.
Ram ain't saying shit.
Good time for me to just step up.
But just to remind everybody, this is Pick Apart the Passion podcast, where we bring artists on here to basically play their album, pick apart, let us know, how they were inspired and how it came about. This has been a very, very good episode to start it off. Thank you, Danku. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to thank Brad in the top corner over there on your right.
Yeah.
He's me and him met on a random chance.
Yeah.
We started talking
Right before
he's producing this podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it up to Brad. Thank you, Zach.
I remember the last time I was hanging out with Ram. You the next day you told me about him, and that was like a week before this shit happened.
Yeah.
Right, a week, literally a week.
Like,
we were supposed to meet the Sunday after they locked it down. We were supposed to meet.
Yep.
Yeah.
We finally got to go.
Glad this happened.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad to be doing it.
At some point, Danku, you might be one of those guys that have to come back and repeat, and come to Brad's studio. I'd love to get in there and do some fucking do some freestyling and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm down, man. I'm also.
I think. Go ahead.
I'm also down to be like a guest to talk shit about breaking down people's albums. I'm down to do that too whenever.
Tight.
Okay. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll do that. Yeah, and if you want to be involved with Danku, that's you know what I'm saying. That's very welcome.
Pick apart the passion.
Pick Apart the Passion is RamBunxious, Evaridae, and TAIYAMO DENKU. Check out their music on Spotify and Bandcamp, or message us at RamBunxious Music on Facebook to let us know what artist you want us to pick apart next.
Passion. Pick apart the passion.
This has been a Revolver Audio production. Executive producer Brad LeBaron. For more podcasts, visit soundcloud.com/revolveraudio, or to support new content, visit ko-fi.com/revolveraudio. Revolver.